Hi, my name is Dr. Kim Kelly, and I would like to give a testimonial on how the ECP treatment benefited my blood pressure. I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, believe it or not, at age 12, which the doctor, of course, thought was very unusual for someone so young. And he just believed it was, due to my upbringing in Seoul, Korea, where I grew up in the first 6 years in an orphanage. But anyway, he did not want to put me on medications, which I'm very grateful, and he just wanted to monitor. And then once I graduated from college, though, my blood pressure was actually even a little higher, and that's where my primary doctor put me on Vasoltech. And then a few years later, they switched me to lisinopril to manage my blood pressure. And that was fine. And then once I became a student of naturopathic medicine at Bastyr University, that's when I learned about this herb called Carditone. So I put myself on that and got off the medication. And that managed my blood pressure somewhat, even though it was still about 135/85 to 90. And then last year, I bumped into Dr. Pratiksha Gandhi, and she told me about this new treatment to help with high blood pressure. So I said, please sign me up. And she told me it was 35 treatments. And I said, of course, I'll do it. And anything just to help my blood pressure that I've had for my whole life. And it was about treatment number 20 is when I noticed, my blood pressure seems to be lowering. So I cut my Carditone in half or started taking every other day. And then eventually, after my 35th treatment, I stopped completely. And my blood pressure remained stable, or very low. It was now on average 120/70/75, my blood pressure. And even now, I still monitor my blood pressure, and it's still at 120/70/75. And I'm delighted because that's probably the lowest it's ever been without any kind of medication, without any herbs or supplements. And I know it's because of the ECP treatment. And another note is I have this, it's called the Whoop band, which measures heart rate variability, which is another predictor for lifespan, health span. And also I used it to help me, determine if I should have a hard workout. But back when I started wearing this in 2020, all the way up to last year, my average HRV was actually kind of low for someone, my age. It was usually in the high 20s. That was my average HRV. But after the ECP treatment, and this was more I noticed after the final treatment, it's now gone up to the 30s, and now even in the 40s is my average HRV, heart rate variability. So that was another nice benefit, and it still is stable at that higher number compared to what it was before I started the ECP treatments. So I highly recommend anyone who wants to try it because one, it's relaxing. You have an hour on the table, and I just use it as a way to meditate and zone out. And then the other benefit was it helped my blood pressure and my HRV.